Episode 30, Life Code, Upgrading Your Life to version new 2.0. A long time ago, for my first graduate job, I was part of an IT team and I did a lot of programming. My children find this hilarious now because they're constantly showing me how to find things on my phone or how to navigate YouTube or record something on TV. Now, I still do a lot of programming, but with computers. I use an incredibly powerful supercomputer, and so do you, even if you have absolutely no interest in technology or computers. The computer did exactly what I programmed it to do. When something didn't result in what I expected, I went through the code line by line and worked out what it was I needed to change. And more often than not, one little tweak was all it required to get everything back on track and flowing smoothly. And our subconscious mind, our very own supercomputer, responds in much the same way. Part 1. Identify loops. It's very easy to find yourself in a loop sometimes, going round and round in circles, repeating the same old thing. Here are 2 ways to help you make the most of any loop you might find yourself in, either short-term or long-term. Do-while loops are statements that run a block of code at least once and then continues to run it for as long as a certain thing or condition is true. Think of it as starting a habit, something you can do while something else is going. For example, do leg squats while waiting for the kettle to boil. The beauty of this is that by hard coding mini habits into micro moments, you're making the most of your downtime, using idle time constructively. For loops, on the other hand, run a certain number of times. And repeating an action a set number of times or for a set duration helps to tackle tasks more efficiently. For example, you could set the alarm on your phone to go off after 15 minutes and then use that time to clear out a messy drawer or empty your handbag. Really focus on doing that one thing until the alarm goes off. You could build up your fitness in this way as well. Start very small. Set an alarm on your phone for, say, 60 seconds and run, if you're able to, without stopping until the alarm goes off. Then you can slowly increase this by 5 seconds each day until before you know it, you're running 1 kilometer without breaking a sweat. Sometimes loops can trip us up, and you might find yourself in horror of horrors, an infinite loop. Infinite loops usually cause the program to consume all available processing power. And when that happens, absolutely nothing else functions properly. It's when things get overwhelming that you can find yourself in your own version of an infinite loop. And that's when you need some really heavy duty coding. Part 2, handling errors. Errors, or exceptions, are unexpected outputs. And these actually give us the opportunity to think differently about the process. You could probably come up with several examples of errors or exceptions in your everyday life. For example, setbacks, or distractions, or feelings of discomfort. And these are actually very helpful, even if they don't feel like it at the time. Think of feelings of discomfort, for example, as feedback from your code. It's like if you oversleep. Rather than feeling a failure and berating yourself for the rest of the day for wasting time in the morning, you can reframe this exception as feedback from your body that it needed to rest. Try blocks. Handle these errors gracefully without crashing the entire program. In life, things don't always go as planned. But having a try-catch mindset allows you to handle setbacks calmly. For example, try to meditate every day. But if life gets busy and you miss a day, catch yourself with kindness and start again tomorrow. In programming, as in life, sometimes we come up against spanners in the works, where despite all your best intentions and doing all the right things, checking it twice and checking again, we get runtime errors. Runtime errors only appear when the code is executed, not when it's being written. These are the unexpected challenges we all face now and then when we're in motion, and we're always in motion. Sometimes what might appear as a flaw or a glitch might actually have a purpose, or at least some unintended benefit. There's a very famous software development phrase that goes, "It's not a bug, it's a feature." If something doesn't work out how you want it to, you can spend months on end bashing away and trying to make a square peg fit in a round hole, or you can reframe it as a feature. Code often goes through many versions as it evolves and improves, and similarly, we go through many different versions of ourselves as we grow. You're not the same person now as you were this time last year, for example. None of us are. All of the experiences you've had, all of the lessons you've learned, the decisions you've made have led you to be the person you are right here and now. So let's celebrate this. We're not expected to get it right the first time. Life is an iterative process. Past versions of you served you in some way. And when we realize this, we can be a lot more compassionate towards ourselves. There is no need to berate ourselves for the decisions we've taken or for the mistakes we've made. These are all part of the process that go towards building you 2.0 or 3.1 or wherever you are in your process. Part 3, the daily debug. Usually, once a bug becomes a feature, it's not so frightening or irritating. And you can look at it dispassionately. It doesn't become an insurmountable problem. It can be a riddle or an intriguing curiosity. The word bug comes from a Middle English word, bugger, which was used to describe something frightening. And if you think of bugs as frightening things, they seem to grow even more legs and appear bigger and even more yucky than they actually are. If you get out your metaphorical microscope or your magnifying glass and you look at them closely, examining them with objective curiosity, then usually they don't seem so frightening after all. Debugging is the process of identifying and fixing issues in code. In life, we often need to debug ourselves to reflect on our habits, identify what's not working, and find solutions to improve. If something isn't working the way you want it to, identify the bugs. Are you trying to do too much? Are distractions getting in the way? Tweak your code to fix the issue. Here are some practical tools for you to help you make sure your life code runs more smoothly. Number 1, the do while loop habit building technique. Pick a small positive habit to do while waiting for something in your daily routine. For example, while waiting for your computer to boot up, you might focus on your vision board if you have one. Or while the kettle boils, do some squats to strengthen your legs, that kind of thing. 2. Handle errors or exceptions gracefully. Is it a bug, or could it really be a feature? 3. The daily debug. Take a few minutes at the end of each day to reflect on what didn't work and plan a small fix for tomorrow. We are all programmers of our lives, one way or another. So let's be meticulous with our words. Our words shape our thoughts. Our thoughts shape our feelings. Our feelings shape our actions. And it's our actions that ripple through the macrocosmic supercomputer of the universe. Sign up to my weekly newsletter and receive my free ebook, The Hidden Language of Color. Visit my website, www.IamJennyWilson.com, and follow the free ebook link. Or you can check out my YouTube channel at Jenny Wilson Soul Language. Let's reconnect next time. In the meantime, try out a daily debug today.